Yo, so one of my homeboys asked me the other day, or he didn't ask, but he basically told me, he said, you know what? You and your wife are couple goals. And I thought about that. I was like, I appreciated it, right? But then again, I'm like, nah, be you. Be you. You don't want to be like me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like, you don't want these problems. You want the smoke, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of smoke that comes with marriage. And I think that everybody just ain't ready for it, man. You don't want to be like me, man. Be you. Be you. Nah, playing.
Be who you are
Yeah,
for your pride.
be yourself, my boy.
You know what I'm saying? Be yourself, man.
Be
And and
yourself.
and
Yeah.
and we thank you for joining us and looking to us as your love models here for today with another episode of Love on Shuffle. That's right. Love on Shuffle here, folks. I am Rome Jones. I am one half of the world famous IAX. It's an experience. That's my DJ Biggs DC. And we are not alone, folks. We are not alone. We got our favorite big cuz with us as well. Charlie!
What's up,
What's up, y'all?
cousins?
Man, ain't nothing much, man. Hey, but we wanted to kind of piggyback a little bit further around this conversation around love models, right? And and really kind of taking this episode to look at the people in our lives that have been examples to us, right? You know what I'm saying? That have been through the trenches with these. Okay? You know what I'm saying? When the rings unite. We are going to be talking about those folks, right, that have had an impact on our love. And I'll go ahead and I want to kick this over to you, starting off with Charlie, because Charlie, I know you had a lot around this one that you wanted to kind of discuss here today. And shout out to everybody that's here with us in the chat as well. Go ahead and keep those comments coming. But I'm coming over here to you, Charlie. What's your thoughts around this?
When I think about love models, I think I've had a lot of those love models growing up. A lot of people in my immediate family have been married for years, and just kind of seeing how they interact with each other, and even coming into adulthood, having friends. Jerome and India, like y'all were some of the first couple friends I've made in Virginia. So I think I think we can pull from various stages of our lives to find those love models. And when I say love models, I ain't talking about honey, I'm gonna fix your plate, all the cutesy, we going on trips. But sometimes too, just like every human being, our love models go through stuff too. So I think for me, the strongest models that I've had, looking back over my time on this earth, they've been very transparent. And I think that's what I appreciate the most, because it's like marriage is a beautiful thing, but it take work. Like,
Word.
again, and like people be thinking, oh, I want to be in love and it's cute. It is. It's very rewarding. But it's not without its challenges. So I think, my love models that I think about, they have that level of transparency. And two, sometimes when you see that other side of it, it's like, ooh.
Right. It puts some things in perspective, right, Charlie?
Yeah,
Doesn't it put
yeah,
some things in it? Like,
absolutely.
and that's where I was coming from initially, right? Where it's like, be open to the full perspective that
Right.
comes
Absolutely.
with these types of
Absolutely.
goals. You know what I'm saying? But let me kick it over to you, Biggs. Let me get your thoughts around this too, man. What you thinking, bro?
Yeah, like Charlie said, I think it is. Everybody see the glitz and glam, right? They don't see the day to day. They don't see the grind that it takes, the constant communication. Because again, you guys are evolving, you guys are changing, you guys are becoming in who you are. You know what I mean? At the same time, so it's like, um, I have the example that I have, for a role model. I mean, it's definitely been someone like my parents, per se, for me, just because I've seen like the ebbs and flows, but I've seen like the initial kind of like you know start of like how they were, you know, dating. They like kind of date each other and like still like, you know, do like little cute stuff to each other, but also at the same time, you know, I seen where my mom is just like, you know, pissed at my pops, you know what I mean? And then they kind of, he got to get back, he got to do the work, you know? So it's just like a number of different things that kind of like, you know, as far as examples, like you said, it's not, you see the good, you got to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know what I mean? That's what we need to make sure that we kind of share with our audience, because it's like, it ain't sweet out here, you know what I mean? It's not for the faint of heart. So
it ain't. And let's take a deeper dive into this, right? As far as like who are our examples, and specifically for myself, right? Yeah, I go to my parents too. Okay, my parents, they were married for 30 plus years. They were actually really, they were a lot. See, look, this is what live TV does for you. Okay, just so my wife knows. You are throwing this whole thing off right now. You got this printer going in the background. You see, that's love. That's love right there. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that happens, right? Where I'm gonna have to have this conversation with her after the fact to be like, hey, babe, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but beside the point. Sorry, my peoples, they were married for 30 plus years, and I did see the good. Right, I did see the good that they went through as far as just some of the lovey-dovey stuff and some of the resilience. That's what I learned from my parents, right? Is resilience and how to stay in love with each other amongst all of it. Because to go and give a little bit more specifics around it, towards the end of my parents' marriage, which was coincided with my father's passing. My dad, I'm gonna be honest with you, he was a piece of shit. He was a piece of shit towards the end there. And the reason why, because he had his own demons and so forth that he was dealing with, and it took him down a path where, he pretty much kind of left my mom on the wayside. But my mother understood his demons, right? And she still did her part. She still had this mentality that I gotta be there for my dude. You know what I'm saying? And even I remember having conversations with my mom and tell her like straight up, like, you don't deserve this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need, like, let this nigga go. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, but yeah, let him go. Right. And I'm talking about my dad with this, right? But she told me, and I think it was, I can't think of it verbatim, but it was something to the extent of, I have a job, I have a role as a wife, and I have to basically do that to the end, right? That was her mentality. She had to achieve this role all the way through his passing. He was on his deathbed. She took care of this man every day, and that's saw crazy. That. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man.
And it is crazy. I'm talking about crazy to the point where, like, I can talk about it now because he passed, but my father, he was an addict, he was an addict, and he had a relapse, and it was so crazy to the point where, he had shorties living in the crib, you know what I'm saying, after the fact, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely, it taught a lot of resilience and how my mom looked past all of that, because she knew that it was something deeper going on. You know what I'm saying? So.
But yo, shout out to your mom though, because she a real G for like holding it down like that. Like, we gotta, I don't know, man. That's amazing that we see that. But I also at the same time, like, your mom really was like keeping it real G, and she understood like, hey, I'm still kind of, even though they not together, they weren't together, but it's like she still wanted to make sure he was, had some support while he was battling his demons at the very end. So that's admirable to, for your mom to do that. But
thank you.
I'm a lean on the other side.
There we go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think one of the things that you said that was key was that she understood. So with that understanding, she was able to make a choice. And I know a lot of times it's hard when we have the people that are the closest to us, like you said, Jerome, like, hey, you need to go ahead and do what you need to do. take care of yourself. You don't deserve to be treated like that, things like that. But I think that speaks to when we talk about just love in general, it's not just a feeling, it's an action, it's a choice. And that choice is showing your level of commitment. But I'm also an advocate for people doing, getting out of situations. If you feel that that's what you need to do, you need to get out of that situation, get out of the situation. But if you had that understanding and you feel like, hey, this is my role, this is my duty, I'm gonna stick it out to the end, that's cool, because that's your choice. My only thing is I don't want to hear about it. I ain't even gonna hold you. And it's different. But I'm interested in knowing, I want to ask both of y'all, like, how do you feel seeing those love models, and as you continue to grow older and you're figuring life out, you're maturing, and you're starting to see that individual in a totally different light? Like, how has that affected y'all? Like, has it affected your relationship with that individual? Like, is it just like, I'm not in that situation, so that's like y'all? Like, how do y'all feel about that?
I would say like it. I can look at somebody, right, and I can separate, like, what they maybe have taught me, right, or what I may have learned from their situation. And I don't necessarily try to look at them in a different light. It's like I look at it like, all right, this is something that they went through. Let me try to learn from that situation. And then, I'm not going to judge nobody. You know what I mean? I'm not going, look down upon somebody because they went through, or they a totally different person from what they initially kind of taught me or what they were doing. You know what I mean? It's just like they going through a different time in their life. So I can only just take a piece of that, information and what they taught me, and just kind of move based on that. So I don't really try to like hold people, like, hold it against them. You know what I mean? For what they are now. You know what I mean? It's like people change, everybody you think is, got this perfect, image in your head. You like, I try to, like, it's crazy, but I try to hold on to that frame of that individual. You know what I mean?
Is that fair? Is that fair though?
It's not, but I think that's just how I try to process in my mind. Like, you know what I mean? That person has changed. I can still separate the fact that they changed, but I just like, hey, that's just not them no more. And I'd rather hold on to that good memory of that individual, you know what I mean? Or that situation. So,
and I'm gonna piggyback on that. And that's why I usually go with the saying or the mantra that I just rather not know.
Yeah.
Right. I just rather not know in these situations, because
ignorance is bliss, right?
Right.
Ignorance is bliss. There we go. Thank you, brother. I knew you was on.
Yeah.
But no, I just think, man, honestly, like, yeah, because like especially if you know that they know better, right? If you know that they know better, I think that it's easier to I'm trying to be careful on how I say this. Basically, if you feel that way, okay, I think that you should be. I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna hold back from saying that. I ain't gonna say that.
I feel like you should say it. I feel like you just got to say it. Okay. I don't think it's gonna be no way that you can pretty this up.
I think, okay, whatever you remember from that person, especially if you know that they know better, I think that you should have some type of grace to an extent, because you can see that they're not in their right sense of mind. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's something that you can see that they might not have too much control over. And I'm speaking mostly from my people's experience that I just kind of talked from. But then again, I know that there are some situations out there where people just be, they be acting up and they just kind of want to act out their element and so forth. So to piggyback on Big's point, I just think that you just got to do your due diligence and, just kind of just roll with the good, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I'm still, I think that's where I struggle. I struggle with trying to separate. Not saying that I don't understand. And I think I struggle with the way that people maneuver, like how they maneuver. Because again, you could be married, you could feel like this is not working, you want to go off, do your own thing, but it's how you do it. It's how you do it. People that they just up and leave, that ain't like, handle your business. Right. Handle your business or whatever's going on in that relationship, in that marriage. Handle your business, and I always feel like there is a proper way. I ain't gonna say right. I'm gonna say a proper way to handle things. And I think that's where I struggle, because it's just like, yeah, I know you've been this, and I've seen this, but now you're a complete opposite of that. And I don't really know how to process that, because it's like, who is this? I don't even recognize this person. Yeah. And I get that people change, but I gotta hold your feet to the fire. Like, you wrong.
Well, what's the proper? Okay, let's unpack this, Charlie. What does proper look like? So
let's say we have a couple, a married couple, right? And one of the spouses feels like the marriage is done. They don't want to be married anymore. They want to go live whatever single life, whatever. They may feel like, oh, well, the kids grown, me and you, we just kind of stay together for the kids. How you handle that, I think, speaks volumes. Because if you're a person where you don't like, to me, a proper way to handle it, let's sit down, have a conversation. I'm expressing to you how I feel. And this is my proposed solution, that we separate. We get a divorce. People that just leave their house and be like, oh, what's such and such? They up and left. It's been months. It's been years. Mm-hmm. That ain't the proper way to handle it. To me, I feel like you're running. So that's why I say I'm very conflicted, because too, you're not being accountable, right, for how you feel with the situation and expressing and communicating that. And we all know that communication is such a vital part in relationships, friendships, marriages, monogamous relationships. Communication is important. So that's why I say I kind of feel like it's a proper way. Not saying, that's why I didn't want to say right, because proper looks different to everybody and right looks different to everybody. But I struggle with it. I do.
So it sounds like you struggle with making sure people is held to the fire, accountable, right? Like,
that might be.
That's what it is for you. So she wants feet to the fire.
Yeah, because it's like you can't just go through being destructive. Right. And think that I'm just supposed to, or whoever you're with, supposed to just welcome you back with open arms. Now you got to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to understand that you are in this space and you're figuring it out, but you ain't gonna handle me any kind of way while you're dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing with. Like, no.
So as long as there's some communication on how they're bettering themselves,
bettering themselves, or even why you feel the way that you feel. Right. Like, why do you feel like this marriage is done? Why do you feel like, the time when this has come? Communicate. Mm-hmm. The problem is people they fear how other people will respond. Right. And it's that rejection, but people need to learn how to deal with conflict. Deal with it. Deal with the shit. It's not comfortable.
It's crazy. I could kind of speak to that like firsthand, because I feel like in my marriage, that's something that I'm working on myself, as far as communicating a lot better with my wife and really kind of having a conversation, whether it be talking about finances or talking about, our daughter, like what I would like us to do with our daughter and how we would like us to kind of handle her discipline wise. Right. So, I think, it's been helpful lately. We've been, really doing really well with communicating, but there was a time where I was kind of like, and it's still a work in progress. There was a time where I was kind of like nervous to talk about certain things or, to bring it up, because I was afraid of her reaction, or I was afraid of how she was like receive it. Right. But now I think for me, it's just kind of like, all right, just have the conversation, rip the Band-Aid, and then, we'll get through it. We'll talk.
You'll deal with it.
Yeah, we'll talk through it. So it's like, that's definitely something I could kind of really relate to, especially right as of right now, because I'm getting better with it. I'm not, like I said, on this show here, we still a work in progress ourselves. So
Absolutely.
we talking to y'all, and we trying to just share with y'all our experiences, but also at the same time, share, get some thoughts and create some conversations. So, but I appreciate that, Charlie, though.
Yeah. Love lesson, y'all. This for all the folks out there. That's love lesson. It's a love lesson for y'all. Yes, it is definitely a work in progress. And I think that first off, I mean, kudos to you for even being transparent. Because I think that's something that people don't really realize too. Like when you're transparent, there's a level of vulnerability.
Mhm.
And we have a level of vulnerability even here on the show, just sharing our experiences. So I think that speaks volumes, man. And much love, prosperity to you and your wife and the baby. Y'all keep trending in the right direction.
We trying, man. That
Yeah.
5 years coming up soon, so
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes. If you know, you know.
Right.
Hey, but moral of the story, folks. I mean, honestly, if it has to be said, it has to be said.
Mhm.
If it has to be said, then it has to be said. All right.
Right.
So continue to communicate with your partners. I love the activity that we're seeing in here. Big shout out to Bree Turner in the chat here with us. Definitely showing us a lot of love here as well. We got the wifeys in here as well. Shout out to Latia. Shout out to Niera as well as India as well, rolling out here with us. So, folks, let's go ahead and let's keep this thing going, though. As you know, we like to transition into one of our very favorite segments here on Love on Shuffle. And when we kick it over to our favorite big cuz, our girl, Charlie.
Hey, y'all, listen. Y'all know what time it is. It's hashtag Ask Big Cuz. First off, we appreciate y'all so much for kicking in with us, interacting with us. If you would like to send us any questions, comments, stories, situations, feel free to hit us up on all social media platforms at Love on Shuffle. You can also hit us up in that email, y'all. Y'all know the email is like the best way. But feel free to shoot us something in a DM or email us at love.on.shuffle.podcast@gmail.com. Don't blame us, blame Google, because just regular Love on Shuffle was already taken. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. So for our Ask Big Cuz session today, I want to talk about unequal gifting. Unequal gifting. So here's a scenario. All right, we have partner A, whose birthday is approaching. Partner B buys partner A a birthday gift. It was exactly what partner A asked for. Okay, and it was expensive. It was an expensive gift. Well, when partner B's birthday rolls around, partner A buys partner B a gift. It's a lot cheaper. And when I say a lot cheaper, it ain't even a third of the cost of the first person's gift, right? So the question is, how do you address your partner when the gift giving is not equal? And I'm gonna kick this one over to my bro Ro Jones. I see the reactions over there. How do you feel about this? Like, how do you address your partner when the gift giving is not equal?
Okay, the way my wife and I are now, I'm gonna just tell her straight up. She knows. Like, listen to this. I'm gonna tell her straight up, like, babe, like, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember when I got you to, So, but overall, I can say it. Basically, I can communicate it. However, what I communicated, she knows that I'm not a big gift person, right? I wasn't huge on receiving gifts. I wasn't huge on giving gifts throughout my life because of how I was raised, right? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised, celebrate holidays and stuff like that. So gift giving to me still to this day still isn't easy for me, right? So it don't really mean nothing to me, I think, as it would for most people. But to answer this question, if I needed to communicate it, I could, and I could do it comfortably to my wife, and she would take it.
Okay.
Not me
Okay.
respectfully, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
I probably say the same thing. Like I'm definitely verbalizing like how I feel about a gift if it's not like equal. But honestly, I don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be equal for me. Like, you know what I mean. I could if it's like more. So if I buy her something, for example, if I buy her a bag, right? Wife loves bags and shoes, right? But if I buy her a bag and then she turns around and gets me like maybe a ticket to like the Eagles game, I ain't gonna be mad about that. It may not be the equal price, but that experience for me is gonna hype me up. I'm gonna be like, you did your thing,
equal, bro.
man. That you know what I mean? Like that's equal.
That's
So
good.
even though the cost may, you know, from a cost standpoint, but in my mind, that's equal. So you know, I think really it's more so like, you know, what I may have asked for that particular time. If it's something like I asked for, and it's like she come with something totally off, I'm like, bro, you got to come a little bit. You ain't really coming with like how you really supposed to be coming. So I'm gonna let you know, like, you got to do a little bit better than that next time around. So it's like, I don't know, but it doesn't have to be equal every single time. You know what I mean? Like you know.
Yeah, it don't. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So
Okay.
real quick to piggyback real quick, Charlie, before I kick it back to you. Honestly, and my wife knows this. I could get her a gift and she not get me anything.
right.
And I am totally cool with that.
Yeah.
Like my birthday is coming up. I mean, I went all out for her birthday back in July, and I hope you remember that. But I mean, but if she didn't give me anything coming up here, I'm telling you, I'm totally fine. Like all I want is her. You know what I mean? And her presence. That's just me.
Okay.
Look at you.
All I want is you.
Hey.
That's what's up. So I love that you both basically are alluding to the fact of just being able to communicate that. But I know there are other varying factors, you know. Are y'all in that place where you can freely communicate certain things like that? You know, do you feel like it's a safe space? Do you feel like, you know, that you didn't that your partner didn't do their best with that gift that they're giving you? But I do think sometimes when it comes to gift giving, I think it's important to realize too some of those other factors. Like, you know, are y'all bringing the same kind of money? Because sometimes the gift, this is all I can do right now. This is the best that I can do. Or even, you know, not so much financial, but maybe the space that y'all are in. So I feel like, you know, certain things you have to consider, or all things considered. But the whole totality of it is being able to communicate that. But for those people that are not there and you know, you're not in that space where you can freely communicate, I would say lean into why you feel the way you feel about the gift and why do you feel that it's unequal. Because I mean, hey, I could go get my wife a bag and then she turn around and get me a vinyl from the store. I don't care. I love vinyl. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's like something that I like. So, but yeah, but I see Bree Turner hitting us up. She said, I'm not married. However, does the value of the gift matter more than the thought of it? So the intention behind it.
So I think the value doesn't necessarily matter. Like I just said, like it doesn't have to be a certain amount. Like you can get me some golf balls and I'm gonna be over the moon over them golf balls. I'll put that on everything. I put that on everything I love. I'm for real, because it's
my
like
boy said I'm gonna be through the
Nah, I'm just telling y'all, man. And like she said, like Charlie said, like vinyls. Like if you give me some vinyls, anything vinyls, golf, anything golf related, I'm gonna go crazy. Like you can even get me a
you a real golfer, bro. Like you
real,
are.
bro. Like,
but I understand though, because I got some light green ones.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's like it'd be the smallest thing. You know what gets me excited? When my wife gets me the smallest things. Like when she buys, like I'll say something. Like I think it was one year for my birthday. I was like, man, you know, I wanted is like one of them. The green box apple pie. When I tell you this woman came really through with the green box apple pie. You know the one that crumble, right? The crumble one, right?
John with the crumble.
With the crumbles, bro. When I tell you, I almost cried when she brought that apple pie for my birthday. That's what I'm saying. It's like just the little things like that, you know what I mean, that really make me, that fill me up for real. Pause. Like, oh, that was crazy. But other than that, that was crazy. Yo, time out.
He felt up.
Good
Nah, but for
the
real,
apple pie filling him up for real.
Yo, chill, Charlie.
But nah, for real, it's like the little small things that she does, man. That she pays attention, man. That's what I love about her. She pays attention to the small little things, and so it doesn't necessarily. All right, everybody that's tuned in, tapping in, like it's not about the value. You can go Chanel, you can go both, whatever you want to do. You can go Gucci, Louis, all that, but it's a small little things. You gotta pay attention, listen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She may want a little art easel to kind of do some art for her a little in the crib. Get her easel, or get her a book that if she reads books, get her a little thing that she can read the books at nighttime. You know what I mean? The little light costs you $10 on Amazon, but it will make her day. You know what I'm saying? It's like little stuff. You know what I mean? So just pay attention. That's all I can say.
And
I love it.
I'm gonna piggyback real quick, right? And because that actually reminded me of, first of all, the best gift my wife ever got me. I just want to shout her out. She got me courtside seats. Okay, to the Wizards and the
mean, that hit different.
Okay. Now, granted, because
them tickets hit different than the book.
I want to give full context. It was not courtside. Okay, it's behind
you on the side of the court.
But I was on the side.
You was on the side.
You feel me?
Hey, you was courtside, bro.
You was courtside. You feel me? Right. Shout out to baby. But oh dang, where was I going with that? But I definitely think that overall it does matter when it comes to the value versus the thought of it. Because one example that came to mind when I got my wife something, matter of fact, I got her this expensive ass Prada bag. I'll never forget. I got her two gifts. It was an expensive ass Prada bag, and then I got her a card, right? She valued that card way more than that bag, right? Because of what I said in there and all that good stuff. And she has, and I've never, I think she's only worn that bag one time, right? And I don't feel no type of way about it. You know what I mean? Like, granted, you pull it out when you want to and stuff like that. But I think that the overall, the point that I'm trying to make is that it's about, sometimes it's just the words that can be gifted that is actually more valuable, right? Sometimes when you can articulate that in the proper way, game changer.
Oh, I'm a card girl all day.
Yeah,
I'm a card girl. I love getting cards. I love gifting cards because I like to put handwritten messages in there. But I think this speaks to something else. Knowing who you are with. If you know that you with somebody that love Gucci, Prada, they want to be in the sections. They want to be, they want to go to the 5-star dining. If you know you can't keep that up, you either number one need to communicate that and be like, this might be some special occasion, or you need to get somebody that's a little more in alignment.
Little
with
coach.
What you
just go ahead. Little coach.
You need to first of all communicate that.
Communicate that. But I think at the end of the day, one of the things is just knowing your partner and understanding to the intent behind them gifting the thing. And it could just be they just want to do something nice for you. I struggle with receiving gifts from my wife because I'm like, you don't have to do that. But I get her wanting to do things for me or get me things because that's her way of putting love in action and saying, hey, I thought about you today. I was out getting such and such. you brought me back a coffee, my favorite coffee. So I think that's what it boils down to, is just getting to the place where you know and understand your partner. Oh, Bree coming with all the questions today. I love it. Said, can I ask what steps I need to take as someone who wants to have love but doesn't know how to accept it? Can I answer this one?
Give it to her.
Can I answer this one?
Give it to her.
Bree, wherever you are listening to this, baby girl, the first step you need to take is loving yourself.
Preach.
Because if you can learn to accept the love that you give yourself, it'll be a little bit easier to accept it when people are pouring that love back into you. So I would start there. Whatever love looks like to you, give that to yourself. If it's going out to dinner, you may not have somebody to go out to dinner with, but you know what? Go out to dinner anyway. Treat yourself good. To go to that restaurant that you've been wanting to go to and sit at the bar. You might find your spouse at the bar. So I think that we have to also to understand that we have to position ourselves. And when we really want the totality of love, you have to love yourself first, because if you don't, you just start accepting anything and you're still trying to figure it out. So to Bree, love yourself. That's the biggest thing, because I couldn't accept this love from my wife if I wasn't in a place where I was actively loving myself.
That's crazy.
And you got to keep loving yourself too.
Yep.
Keep loving yourself.
Like, once you find that love, you have to maintain that inner love for yourself and so forth. So great question, Bree.
Great question.
I love it.
Answer there, Charlie.
I love it. But yes, thank y'all so much. I think this is probably the longest Ask Big Cuz section, but I appreciate y'all so much for your engagement. We want y'all to continue sending us your stories, continue sending us your comments, your questions. Like I said, you can hit us up on all social media platforms, including YouTube, at Love on Shuffle. And you can also send us a direct email at love.on.shuffle.podcast@gmail.com. Y'all know Big Cuz love y'all.
Hey, we love you. Yes. Hey, remember y'all, like, subscribe. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and click that button right there. It's right there. Okay, just click it.
It is.
And if you don't, then we're inclined to think that you're a hater. But until let's keep this thing going. Let's keep it going. Great discussion here, folks, that we have here so far. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Shout out to Bree. Thank you again for that question. Shout out to all of the viewers that's in here with us so far as we get ready for our final segment of this episode of Love on Shuffle. And y'all know what we like to do. Y'all know what we like to do on this Saturday morning, man. Every time we kick it over to our resident DJ, the man with the plan, the man with the vibes, Biggs DC.
What up? What's up? Hey, somebody had sent something to me the other day, talking about some What's Up Radio. I thought that was hilarious, bro. Hey,
I do with the WZUP, boy.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, have you dying? But I digress. So, again, thank y'all so much for joining and tuning in with us, man. Y'all been really rocking with Love on Shuffle, and we appreciate everything y'all doing to support us. So, again, like Rome said, like and subscribe. But we're gonna get right into this mix. Since we're talking about love and we're talking about lessons and role models and things like that, I decided to we decided to come up with the title Love Lessons as the playlist, as a title for this playlist. So we wanted to kind of capture some songs that kind of talked about love and lessons during that song. So again, we'll kind of go ahead and kick it off here with you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. I went with my first song. I went with Love Is Blind with Eve. So
and it'll take over your mind. What?
So I wanted to kind of start it off with that one. Nice little vibe, like Eve, of course, legend. Philly in the building. You heard. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it over to you, Charlie. What you got for me?
Oh, this one, it's so many out there. But my first pick, and I have so much respect for this man, but he been wilding a little bit lately out in public. But my first pick is gonna be Jaheim.
Okay.
Put that woman first.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Put that
That
Woman first.
Come on now.
I'm
Look,
telling you.
man. What?
All right, Ro, what you got for me? Talk to me.
All right. So for my first one, man, I'm gonna go with Rhapsody. I'm
Okay.
going to Carolina with this one. Rhapsody featuring BJ, the Chicago Kid. Good Love.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's check that out.
Definitely. I'm talking about the way that she I composed that song is basically a conversation with, I think, her love model, right? And you'll hear it as far as the lessons that she learns from it.
Okay, all right, that's a dope one. I'm gonna go with my second one. I like this new vocalist El Mean, Mad at Fire. If y'all haven't heard, he's a new artist. Check him out. El Mean, it's a dope song. So my boy got the pipes. Pause.
Yo, you going crazy today, my boy.
We gotta give him a pause button.
I'm two for two. I'm two for two.
Blanket pause over
That
this
was-
whole episode.
Yeah, that was straight pause. That pause. But yes, El Me, Mad at Fire. Go ahead, check it out. Dope record. Go ahead, Charlie. What you got for me?
Oh, my second one, I'm going, it's a lot of people out there that may be preying on your relationship, marriage, what have you.
Mhm.
You know, people get all in your ears, get to talking about stuff. So my second one, I'm going John B.
Wait a minute.
They don't know.
Ooh.
Because don't listen to
No.
what people say.
Please.
They don't
listen
know
to people.
about
They don't know.
you and me.
Because they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They really
They don't.
They really don't, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like your relationship, everything that happens in those confines is y'all business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all business. So,
All right. It's back to you, Ron. What you got for me, man?
I'm gonna go Music Soul Child. Teach me.
Okay.
Teach me how to love.
Yeah.
And just so y'all know, I'm putting us on blast. When we first discussed this playlist, okay, I called first dibs on that song. That was the first song that came to everybody's mind, and I called dibs on that one. So
He did, y'all. He did. All right, so I'm gonna go with my next song. I want Giveon, Good, Bad, and Ugly, since we're talking about the good, bad, and ugly throughout the relationship. We want to make sure we talked about that. I thought it was a great title, great song. Giveon, great voice. So that was my last one. What you got for me, Charlie? You got one more.
Yeah, I do have one more, and this one actually hits close to home because it's my song. We ain't got to go into that. I had a little stint, a little music out there. But I'm going Charlie Ray.
Yes.
Tell Me. And I want to shout out my wife real quick because I wrote this song with her in mind. It was written for her in a space that we were in, but it's basically just saying like, tell me what you want. The lesson is say it. You put all your bets on me, baby. What you gonna do? Like, I'm claiming you for myself, but I know this not what it looked like. So tell me what you want.
hey,
Shout
she
out.
cashing in every day, Charlie.
Right.
She cashing in every day.
Hey man, hey, shout out to Charlie, man. She low key, she really do this singing thing. She really can go for real. I want y'all to understand Charlie really can go. Maybe one of these days she might.
We'll figure something out. We'll do a little Love on Shuffle concert or something.
Right. We'll do
little couch
something,
conversation,
Right. All right, so I think we got one. We all done. We got one more for you, Ron. What you got for me?
Gotta get this last one in here.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
look, I really, 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 really love this song. Okay. But it is probably a trigger warning for whoever listens to it, and it might be too toxic for some people because, first of all, the song is called "We Cry Together" from Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Page. Anybody who listens to that Big Stepper album, if
Great
you
album.
know this song, I'm telling you, I feel like every single person on here can relate to this song, all right, or has been in this scenario that they are dishing out to each other. And there is some great lessons in this, right? Or a great lesson at the end of it that kind of always has to be at our forefront, which is to always stay together. and to always keep pushing forward. So I'm definitely going with We Cry Together, Kendrick Lamar, Taylor Page, final one. I hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah, that's a
nice.
good. Yeah, that's a nice one to finish us out, man. That was a good choice. I think that record kind of starts off very toxic, but then ends very beautiful. You know what I mean? To be honest, like he said, like it does start off really toxic. You got to listen to the record. I mean, I hope our viewers tap in with our mix. And again, we curated this with you guys in mind, and we always love and support you guys. So keep rocking with us. Please like and subscribe. The playlist will be in the description below. So continue to check us out and rock with us, and we'll keep on giving it to y'all. So shout out to y'all, man, and shout out to Love on Shuffle. We keep doing our thing. Let's go,
man. Hey, man. Hey, man. And we appreciate y'all, man, as always, man, rocking with us here every other Saturday. Remember, like, subscribe, find us on all socials. Anything that you want to add to the discussions that we have here, feel free to continue to add to it. Like I said, through all of our channels, through our email, we want to hear from you. All right, because we all can relate to this topic around love, right? And we just encourage you all to keep rocking out with us and to continue to stay motivated with each other as well, and to stay encouraged with each other, because you all are going to need it throughout all of this, man, because it's a crazy world out here. But until next time, folks, for Rome Jones, Biggs DC, our big cuz Charlie Ray, this has been Love on Shuffle, and we'll see you next time, folks.
Love on Shuffle.
Hey, look,
It's the Darnell Hill Show.
Look, that's what I'm about to say. Like, look, let me find out. We got a new outro song.
Exactly.
On Charlie Ray.
Charlie Ray. That was going too.